Dmatic Made It says Triple H not acknowledging the fact that they made a mistake and released R-Truth. Instead, they made it seem like it was a work, brother. Yeah, this is odd. The press conference after Money in the Bank, you have Triple H sitting there, he gets asked a question about R-Truth. It's all part of the show. With this stupid grin on his face. I know there's new reports that have come out as of like yesterday that Truth's contract did end, and it's the internet and it's the report. We don't know unless it's coming from R-Truth himself, right? But according to everything online, Truth's contract ends, and then he starts taking bookings under Wrong Killings, and then you have Nick Khan reaching out to Truth because we see all the backlash from fans, and even at Money in the Bank, they're chanting for him. But over that week, whatever it was, the outrage and outpour of support for R-Truth, not so much for Carlito, which is sad, but then they all reach it out, and Nick Khan goes and reaches out to R-Truth, apparently, and they negotiate a new deal. Now you can even look at WWE merch shop on the US, and they have Ron Killings and new merch that came out. He attacked John Cena at the end of the match. Big pop, big surprise, so happy R-Truth is back. But Triple H's whole stance on this, that like, you like it? It's part of the show. Just admit to people, they can't admit it. They can't admit that they made a mistake. They don't want to look stupid, right? It's just a really dumb thing to do to let this guy go who's absolutely beloved by everybody, and you can't find any type of role for him. Well, now he's back. But I don't care for Triple H's comments. I'm just like, yeah, you like that, eh? It was part of the show. No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. You let him go, and you and the higher ups probably didn't realize, which is baffling to me. Like, I almost hope that it's a work, because then you come to their defense a little bit, right? TKO, and be like, oh, you guys are actually really, really smart. That you worked the whole crowd and the online and everybody, all your fans, you worked everybody into thinking he was let go. I hope that's true. I hope Triple H is right and that it's part of the show, because otherwise, you big dummy. Console 72 Hour says the men's ladder match should have main evented. Cody and Cena was boring in comparison, with only saving grace being R-Truth. So the tag team match, didn't love it. Here's the thing, I didn't care for the first half. Like, we had 15 minutes, it felt like 15 minutes too long, of just Jay getting cut off by Cena and Logan Paul. And I know that they were trying to build the whole like deception and all of that between Cena and Logan Paul, that they can't work together. That's what they're building towards. You could have done that in like 5 minutes and actually had something compelling just to get the hot tag to Cody. It was a slog, man. That tag team match was not good. And yes, I think that R-Truth totally saved the entire thing, because that's what people came out of Money in the Bank talking about kind of the most, which is great. But the second half of that tag team match, it was good. And I will say, as not somebody who's enjoys Logan Paul on his TV, I thought Logan Paul shined great. I thought his moonsault to the table was amazing. I thought that the whole buckshot lariat that he like fell and then got super kicked, it was great spots. He's the drone thing, people like that. So I think he did an excellent job. Cena would look like he was exhausted. And I don't know. It seemed odd placement too of having this tag team match as the main event. However, you look back and you're like, okay, well, in hindsight, right? You got R-Truth coming out at the very end, big, celebration pop and all of that. That's how you end it. Cool, you ended on a high note. But I didn't like that match, because otherwise, if we take R-Truth out of it, if we live in the reality, R-Truth not come back. You're left with a tag team match where the second half, I would have said anyways, that the second half of the tag match was exciting, engaging, and it just resulted in Cody getting the pin. Like, everything would have been the same. So, minus R-Truth. So, I don't know. I still would have said that it was meh, and that you should have put a ladder match on last if you didn't have R-Truth in there. Pickles says, Seth Rollins didn't need the briefcase. He's already involved in one of the most over things in the company right now, and I personally don't think he needed the briefcase to elevate it more. LA Knight could have definitely used it to get the push he deserves. I understand. I think it's just so very clean cut that they wanted Seth this story. I liked all the shenanigans of that ladder match in terms of like the interference. Solo was the standout to me, and Jacob fought too, that whole thing. But I hear what people are saying. It's like, hey, you already are doing this story. You could have done it without Money in the Bank involved. And I'm recording this before Monday Night Raw. There could be a cash in. We don't know. But they're clearly going in this direction. And they might get that world title off Jay really, really fast. If it's Raw, if it's a little later, it's going to happen so that they can just get into this next chapter of the story with Seth. Does he need it? No, but I think that LA Knight would have been very interesting because you could have done an announced title match against John Cena or Cody or whoever. You could have done the world title. He could have hung on to it for a year because they're not doing the next Money in the Bank until like after next year's SummerSlam. So LA Knight could have been a lot of fun. It is kind of a missed opportunity, but at the same token, you could draft, you could do trades, you could move LA Knight around if that's the case, and then get him into the world title scene. So depends how they use it. I want to wait and see how they use this Money in the Bank cash in, but I totally hear what people are saying. James Matthews has a good one. I want them to bring back video packages pre-match and PLEs. Why do I need to watch 4 or 5 minute intros for the main event when you should be getting me in the mood for a match, but instead I'm bored before the match even begins? Sometimes that's the thing though I find with WWE nowadays for me watching. I'm not hyped by entrances. Like I'll sit there and just, okay, it's on. But with Netflix now, I kind of like, I'll wait 30 minutes and then I'll scrub ahead so I can just get to the ding, 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 the bell starts. But I hear what you're saying. They do some video packages. They will. Not all the time. But I do miss those days of getting those hype packages right before the PLE or something else where I can actually get invested in it. They do it some of the time, but give me the hard rock music or hip hop or something to get you all jacked up and ready for it, and not like ad, promo, ad, match. Bad Robot says this PLE showed off how strong their women's division is and deserves more time. Lyra is an amazing talent, rarely spoken of before the Becky feud because of the lack of time and stories. And anyone saying the truth stuff is work is a silly goose. You're silly goose. I 100% agree with you. I don't know about you guys, but I gotta say, Mr. Bad Robot, yeah, before Lyra and Becky, we'll take on that point, before Lyra and Becky had their feud and started that, I felt that Lyra was just floundering with his IC title. Got it, and I thought, hey, cool, new title, new superstar that you're like trying to elevate, and then nothing. Good matches on Raw, like solid matches on Raw, but no story. Now you're giving Lyra her first real feud, real story with somebody that she clicks with. Like, this is, it's kind of low-key, like, feud of the whatever the year or so far for me is this thing between Becky and Lyra, because it's well done, it's entertaining. Is some of the back and forth promos a little samey where like they're kind of doing the same rehash thing? Sure, but aside from, you know, the odd promo where I'm like, that didn't click or land as well, the in-ring, love it. Love the storytelling, love how aggressive it was. The Money in the Bank match, it was probably my favorite match that they had. So yeah, like, I mean, on Money in the Bank in the card itself. So I totally agree. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match, it does show you how much talent they have, how much they have to work with, and that things are bright. I mean, NXT is loaded with the female talent, and you have kind of like your main top crop stars of Rhea and Charlotte. You throw Bliss in there and others that have been around for a very long time, and you do see this new wave coming in. I just hope, to your point, that they're going to give the women's division more real stories. Becky and Lyra is a good example of, hey, look what happens when you put effort behind a women's feud and you give it a story, not just title holder, let's just have some matches and off we go for 8 minutes. Get some meat behind it, and it's great. That's why I'm excited for Naomi, because her character's great, and I want to see her, Bianca, Jade, all them mixing it up. It's gonna be fun. Miguel says, I was there. Good for you. Was it full? Because I've seen videos and stuff online for the Intuit Dome that it's like sparse, like there weren't a lot of people there. I don't know, maybe tickets are a little expensive, but I was there tonight and it was fire. I hope Cody versus Cena 2 happens. So I thought the crowd was very good. Cody versus Cena 2, it's gonna happen. I'm guessing it's SummerSlam. Could they push it to Survivor Series? I feel that's too late. And I think we got like 20 dates or something for Cena left. That clock's a ticking. I'm kind of concerned though with this John Cena, and I might do a video talking more in depth on this with Cena's heel run thus far. I kind of feel like I'm a little concerned that Cena's whole heel run is revolving around Cody just getting the belt back 6 months later. I was kind of hoping that we would see, like, we got Randy Orton at Backlash. That was fun. It was entertaining. Okay, we're right back into Cody again. And I'm kind of like, oh man, can't we do something else? Can't like it be Punk or LA Knight or I don't know, somebody else that you guys want to see? Not just Cody. I think Cody is inevitable, but while it will be good and hopefully the story will get there, I can't help but feel maybe a little fatigue with Cody being top champion guy. Makes all the sense in the world, super popular, the guy, all of that. But, you know, as a fan, it's fun to shake it up a little bit. And I don't know how Cena's character is going to evolve. Is he going to just keep staying as this heel, or is he eventually going to turn back? I kind of like to see, part of me, to be honest, part of me wants to see him retire with the belt, just to shake it up. Real Grasp says, WWE are booking CM Punk really stupid lately. First, he goes after Seth won the qualifier match. Then Sammy says to him, you need him to win the qualifier match to prevent Seth from winning. And now he wins, and most likely they will make Punk cost Seth the briefcase contract. They might, but see, okay, I thought of this too. Are they booking Punk a little bit silly, weird, stupid, all of that? I don't know. I think they're very slow with it. But here's what I don't like. So in that Money in the Bank ladder match, I totally expected Punk to come out, and Sammy, but mostly Punk, to come out there and interfere in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Like, as Seth is climbing up, I thought that we were going to hear Punk's music. We never did. Nothing happened. It's odd in terms of the story they've been telling. So for Punk to come out, maybe on Raw, or when there is a cash-in attempt by Seth, it's kind of odd if Punk interrupts that, because why didn't you just stop him at Money in the Bank when he was going to get the contract in the first place? You didn't stop him there. Sammy is also, he bothers me as a character, like the way they wrote this. It doesn't make any sense. Sammy doesn't get into qualify. Then he goes after Punk, being like, you need to do this and you need to stop him. And he's getting all in Punk's face about it, like it's his responsibility. And then he doesn't do it. Punk doesn't qualify. So then Sammy and Punk don't show up. Like, kind of mostly Sammy here. Like, Sammy doesn't show up at Money in the Bank to stop Seth, despite his whole speech about it's going to be the doom of the whole business if Seth gets the briefcase and gets the title. Where was Sammy in all of this? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So maybe I do agree with you there. Malcolm Bohm says, after tonight, it's time to give up any hope for LA Knight's push. See, here's the thing. He is pushed. He's been US champion. He's on TV every week. He gets promo time. But I hear you. I think that for fans of LA Knight, they look at it and say, we kind of want more. We want him in a real story, not just in the Bloodline, sucked over there and doing the same old thing every single week. Like, is Drew McIntyre going to come back and then they have a feud again? I don't know. Also, now that we are post Money in the Bank, what do you do with LA Knight? He's still on SmackDown. He's doing the same thing. I'd like to see it where he's kind of like in character. He's more disappointed. See, LA Knight never like exudes more emotions than just like everyone's a dummy, which he called people dummies on SmackDown, by the way, in his promo. And I was marking out a little bit because he hasn't called anybody dummy on WWE TV ever. At least I think. But I would like to see LA Knight's character evolve a little bit, where maybe he's like just kind of a shell of himself and he's down because he didn't win Money in the Bank and it was his third chance at it and he didn't do it. That could be a good story. Get him drafted. That's what I keep saying though. I know that the world title scene is totally like locked up right now, but a fun feud of LA Knight versus Seth Rollins, kind of tease it a little bit. Get him over there. Have him go and say to Nick Aldis, like, I'm out of here. I can't do this. And he goes over to Adam Pearce and he's like, let me talk to you. And he shows up on Raw. You don't need a full draft for this stuff. I think he needs to get a change of scenery because Cody and Cena at the top there, no one's touching that. So what's he going to do? Keep doing the US title? I'd like to see him versus Dom for the IC title. Even give me that. Dummy. Okay, we got some takes over from Patreon here. Patreon.com/Assemble Wrestling Network. It's in the description if you guys want to join there too. Tommy says, the show was pretty predictable as far as who won the matches. Fatu turning on Solo should have been the other way around, in my opinion. I thought that Jay would have been pinned to help the story of Jay sacrificing his title defense on Monday for his friend once again. Tommy, I kind of agree that they should have had Jay maybe eat the pin if they were going to flip it. Like, if they were going to have them lose, that Jay should have been eating the pin, or Jay should have been beaten down more going into Monday Night Raw to kind of play into that whole he's super defeated. Fatu turning on Solo should have been the other way around. I don't know. I kind of disagree because I really like Solo's comedic character right now. I think he's found it. He's found what really works, and he's just terrible. And I think it puts Fatu over even more. I think we did get on SmackDown where you had Solo talking behind his back, Fatu, and calling him a dummy and all of that, and he's got no brains. I think that we've seen the turn. Like, I didn't need, because if you have Solo really turn, like chair shot to the back of Fatu, standard stuff, yeah, it's kind of like, well, we were all expecting that. It's kind of, I like it when they do this sometimes, where it is the babyface overhears, you know, the bad guy, and what they're going to do, they're going to turn on him, and they know it's coming. Then the audience knows that it's coming. They don't know when, but they know it's going to happen. And then, boom, the big moment happens. This was like when they did Festival of Friendship. It was like that. Bailey Damage Control, they did it there. They even if you go back in time, Triple H, Stephanie for the wedding on Raw. This was when Triple H came back from his quad tear, and he was a baby face, and he manipulated. Oh yeah, it was because Stephanie was pregnant. They said that she was pregnant in the thing to Triple H, and then Triple H with the doctor, and he found out that she's not pregnant. So then they knew, Triple H knew, and then he was gonna do the wedding, so then fans were waiting for that big moment. See, that's the type of stuff you gotta give fans. So that's why I liked Fatu turning on Solo the way he did. Jamie over on Patreon says that I like the match enough, but I feel like the Dom Octagon match needed a little something extra to get everyone going in that arena, or that didn't watch Worlds Collide besides the video packages that they showed. I agree. I thought this was odd to be able to place this Dom Octagon match. It was fine, but you gotta, what was it, like 5 to 8 minutes long? Like that's it? And there was nothing else to it? If you didn't watch Worlds Collide, like Jamie is saying, you kind of left in the dark, like who's this? Like if you're in the arena, you probably didn't watch Worlds Collide earlier that day. So how are you having a big reaction for this guy against the evil Dirty Dom? It felt very flat. Felt like kind of a waste. I get what WWE was trying to do, but you could have created, I said this in my review, you could have done anything else that you had been working on TV every week. SmackDown tag team title match, Raw tag team titles, your other belts, like there was the women's titles. There's so many other things maybe you could have done to execute something that would be a lot more fun. But the other thing is, like, why wasn't Finn Balor out there to help Dom and then, you know, push that storyline a little bit further? Robert says over on Patreon, I'm really happy for Naomi. A highlight was in the post show where the crowd chanted she deserves it, and she soaked in the praise before she had to be the heel. She's always fantastic. I really hope this heel run elevates her even higher. I think they're gonna run really fast with a Tiffany Stratton cash in. I hope they do it at SummerSlam, or they're gonna get to Bianca, Jade, Naomi. I think people are looking at Naomi of that, where it's like, hey, this is a person that's been with WWE forever. She left, she came back, but we appreciate her work, and the character stuff is what people really love, and they want to see more of it. So it's the rah-rah for her right now. And Javi says, the ads, once again, were out of control. Did you not like your fireball ladder? What's wrong with that? I said in the review, like, we had Slim Jim on a table. We're missing a chair with an ad on it. There's one piece that I think is coming next. It's a theory I have by myself, so strap in. So we saw recently, I think with WrestleMania, where WWE had little like badges sewn in for fanatics, for the cards. And they had the logos for like WrestleMania on their gear. I think, my prediction is that in 6 months, tops, maybe SummerSlam, maybe it's WrestleMania, we will have WWE superstars with their gear, but you will start to see little patches of ads, like a Slim Jim and Fortnite, Nike, it's Fireball. Like Cody's gear will have Wheatley vodka on it, or a Wheatley vodka jacket that he'll wear to the ring. I think that that is the next step. I think WWE is going to push, TKO is going to push this as much as they possibly can, because they're already doing it. You can just ignore it, or you can be upset about it. It's the reality of it, and you got to kind of just roll with it at this point and just enjoy the in-ring for what it is and where it is and what's going on. But I do think that they will take it a step further. We're seeing it on the weapons. Like, we're going to get Sledgehammer covered in Fireball or something. I think that they will start doing that, where the gear and what they wear is going to have it, because that's what they do in sports. Like, you watch baseball and they've got a TD Bank logo sewn into their arm. Does it distract and take away from the game? No, I would not say that at all. Their hats, they will have logos and advertising on them too. Again, does it take away from it? Not necessarily, and there's ads all over the rinks and arenas and stadiums. It's part of it, but it hasn't been so much the part of wrestling mainstream WWE. It has in some capacity. We've seen it in WCW, the ring mats there. We've had ads with WWE. They've overdone stuff. They've done special guest hosts. They've done it like every which way. And we've talked about this. But I think that it's going to evolve, and we're going to see even more of it. But if you guys want to talk more Money in the Bank, what's going down, click this video right here. It's the full review. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel if you can, because that helps us grow and the algorithm goes woohoo. You guys like this stuff. Have a great day. See ya.